Well, here in the UK, friends and relatives of those affected by the attacks on Israel have gathered for a vigil outside Downing Street.
This followed a visit by the Prime Minister to a London synagogue where he reiterated his support for Israel and promised the UK's Jewish community that he would stop at nothing to keep them safe. Our special correspondent Lucy Manning reports.
It's 7:41 and John has joined us on the sofa this morning to talk about... We talked a lot recently about sporting memorabilia, film memorabilia, auctioning off,
and
pieces of history.
And a huge amount being auctioned off by Nigel Mansell, the former F1 racing driver, drove for Williams, drove for Ferrari, a brilliant career. But hundreds of items from his racing career are going up for auction. And it was a great opportunity, really, just to talk about his career, reflect on why he wants some of the fans to be able to own a piece of F1 history, essentially.
Early bid?
Yeah. You need some deep pockets, I think, to be fair, John. I think, yeah. But there is plenty there. There's something there for everyone, I think.
Today's other news.
Thank you, John. Well, here, Sir Keir Starmer will outline plans for what he will call a decade of national renewal during his speech at the Labour Party conference later on today. Our chief political correspondent, Henry Zeffman, is at the conference for us in Liverpool this morning. Morning, Henry. What are we expecting him to say exactly? Well, let's go straight to Carol now, who can give us a look at the weather there and in the rest of the country too. Morning, Carol.
Morning, Sal. Good morning to you too. In addition to that Met Office warning, the Scottish Environment Protection Agency still do have out two severe flood warnings across parts of Scotland and copious flood warnings themselves. More on that on our website, and of course theirs too. It's quite a murky start to the day today with low cloud and mist. A lot of that will burn back to the coast, where it could well linger along the Irish sea coasts and the English Channel. Now, this is the rain that Sal was talking about. Come further south, it's a much drier picture. There's a lot of sunshine when we lose all that low cloud, mist and murk for many of us, and the temperatures will rise quite quickly. It'll be another warm day. Showery rain across Northern Ireland, getting into southwest Scotland. This is the main band of rain where the Met Office has that yellow weather warning, but to the east it is a bit drier. Now, through the course of the day, the rain will clear Northern Ireland, move across northern England and get into northwest Wales. Meanwhile, the rain further north sinks a little bit further south. And as we push down to the south of England and also East Wales, we're back into the warm sunshine and dry weather. It's going to be breezy, though, wherever you are. Windy in the north, where we've got highs of 13. Temperatures getting up to 24 or 25 further south. Through this evening and overnight, our weather front continues to journey out of Scotland and Northern Ireland and into England and Wales, where it will rejuvenate. There'll be some patchy fog ahead of it and still some blustery showers and clear skies behind it. Temperatures could actually fall away lower than this. There could be 4 to 6 degrees in parts of Scotland, but we still hang on to the milder air in Northern Ireland, England and Wales. So tomorrow we start off with this rain continuing to journey southwards. It won't get into the far south of England till much later in the day, probably after dark. It brightens up behind it, but there'll still be a plethora of showers in the north and the west, blustery ones, windy across the Northern Isles. But note the temperatures, fresher conditions following on behind this weather front, but still at this stage mild in the far south. Sal and John.
Carol, thank you.
Thanks.
Now, families have been speaking of the sheer panic of learning that their loved ones may have been taken hostage by Hamas after the militant group attacked Israel on Saturday.
The Israeli military suggests dozens of people, including foreign nationals, have been taken as captives into Gaza.
Reporter Nick Johnson has been speaking to one woman in London who believes that her elderly parents are among those who have been taken.
The tales of heartache